What's happening, you guys? Today is Tuesday, August 1st. We are currently leaving the Pilot Travel Center in Robinson, Texas. It's right on the south side of Waco. You can see on my map there. I mentioned in the previous video, we're going to be picking up a load at the Sanderson Farms facility here in Waco. It's on the north side of town there, as you'll see on the map. It'll be right off of US 84. Hopefully that exit's not closed. It doesn't look like it is, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, it wasn't long. Actually, you know what? I can always take I can even take Loop 340 around as well if I want to. Alright guys, so we're gonna get on northbound I-35 and probably just take it straight on up to US 84. I mentioned I could also take Loop 340 around, but it'll add just a little bit of miles, I think, not much. Alright, so, what do we got? Damn it. This guy broke down and I got a car on the off-ramp too that I'm watching. Alright. We should be good now. Okay, so I mentioned in the other video also, I've done a number of Sanderson Farms pickups in the past, even recently with JCT, just never at the Waco facility. This will be my first time ever to this particular location. It looked like it was pretty easy to find though on the map. Here's 340 loop right here on this next exit, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be very far anyway. Okay, so I'm going to get talking pretty quickly about something else that actually a friend of mine from the company just told me about. Kind of rumor mill thing, or at least something they're at least talking about. They're brainstorming. It sounds like JCT might be brainstorming ideas on how to get drivers to be more thorough with their pre-trip inspections. I guess the idea even about putting those little decal things on various points on the truck and trailer, and having that software that makes you take pictures of each whatever to show that you're actually in that area doing that, taking pictures of each spot. That's getting thrown around, I guess, but I don't know if it's going to be a thing at all. I know Knight has used that, at least in the past. I don't know if they still use it. I've never driven for Knight, but I know for sure a Knight driver showed me that system before. I guess Snyder's been known to use that system as well. Because the problem we run into, and a lot of times it especially tends to happen with newer JCT drivers, it seems. Ironically, yeah, a lot of times they'll come in our Facebook groups complaining about a problem with this or that, and sometimes they have legit gripes about whatever the problem is. But there are other times where they have a gripe with something that is not even legit. Like, well, maybe it's a problem, but it's not an out-of-service problem. Like, most commonly, it might be a tire. Might be a tire with cupping wear on it or something. Well, or they might see wear on the shoulder area of the tire, which is not wear on the shoulder area of the tire does not count unless you see still material going exposed in that area, which you should. No, you shouldn't. But if you do, that's when it's bad. But like worn tires, the wear has to be down to 2/32 of an inch on a trailer, and you can only measure where the major tread grooves are at. The major tread grooves are where you would find a wear indicator or a stone ejector. So that's a common. I've actually gotten blocked by someone in one of the Facebook groups because I was trying to correct her on this issue. It's like, no, we go by my standard. No, you don't. You go by DOT standard. You can bitch all you want, but unless you can prove that it's DOT out of service, I'm not changing it. If it it's not really that critical to be changed. I'll change it if it's convenient. Like maybe if I get to a truck stop at a time where I don't have to worry about not having anywhere to park when I get done getting the work done or something. But otherwise, a lot of these problems that we have, it's like, okay, I'll either, I'll stop in advance. I'll maybe stop earlier than I want to, just to know why I can get the tire fixed or replace whatever, and be back out in a position to park before the lot gets full. Because if the lot's full and if I think there's a chance that I get through getting work done and there's nowhere for me to park and I'm out of hours, then sorry, I don't like getting work done like that. Zoom this in a little bit here. And then also, even mechanics sometimes are mistaken on what they think are out of service criteria. I just tried to get my DOT inspection done on my truck at 2 different locations, and neither one of them would sign off my DOT unless I replaced my windshield. But the problem, the crack on my windshield did not meet the DOT out of service criteria. I even pulled up right on the CFR what the criteria is, and the crack was not consistent with what the out of service criteria was. Like, I shouldn't have to pay $700-800 for a new windshield just because someone thinks it looks ugly, and that they're afraid to sign it off. So it really helps to know the criteria. Even I had another time I was getting a trailer airbag replaced at Boss Shop at the Flying J in Tucumcari, New Mexico. I'm in there. I'm in the bay. I think it was right. I think they were about done with the airbag, and some other mechanic who wasn't even working on my trailer comes up and tells me, "Hey, you know you have a bad steer tire. It needs to be replaced." I was like, "I know about it, but it doesn't. It's not out of service." I was like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "No, it isn't. It's." I told them sidewall cuts are perfectly fine as long as they don't expose the steel material. So the guy didn't even know what the damn criteria was himself. I've read the criteria myself, and I know what's acceptable and not acceptable as far as sidewall cuts. Not to mention, I used to be an aircraft mechanic, and tires were my specialty. So I kind of know a thing or two about tires. So I just, again, one of those cases. Myself and another driver today were talking about how we're always finding trailers with missing slack adjuster clevis pins. I seem to find at least 1 or 2 of those every month. Why? I don't know. Why are they missing in the first place is what I'm wanting to know, because they're supposed to have a cotter pin, actually a washer and a cotter pin on them to keep them secured to the slack adjuster arm, but for it to even be missing, it means that it was never installed in the first place by a mechanic who maybe disconnected it to either replace the slack adjuster or maybe replace a breaker or something. Who knows? Whatever they were doing, all that kind of stuff. All right, 1 mile away from Highway 84. I'm going to need this car to go by me as soon as they can. Get them to clear me first. Signal early just to warn them that I want over so they don't camp out next to me. Okay. But yeah, it's post in the comments if you got some ideas on how we can improve that process. I know one of my ideas though is because a lot of it's training. There have been several times where I acquired a trailer from someone else via either a swap or maybe they dropped it in a drop yard right in front of me, and I took that same trailer right afterward and found clevis pins missing. And I would always tell the person if I was swapping or finding that kind of condition, hey, you know that this thing's missing a clevis pin, and usually always they give me what do you mean? Like they don't know what I'm talking about. So I always have to tell them, I actually have to show them on the trailer where the missing part is or where it's supposed to be. Or maybe on the trailer they're now hooked up to. Yeah, see this part right here, the one on the trailer you just dropped is missing. And that's kind of a problem because the brake is not going to work so well when the slack adjuster's not hooked up. And then I even had one not long ago. We're actually swapped with another driver, a very experienced JCT driver on top of that, someone I'm even Facebook friends with and all that. I actually, I didn't really swap with him. It was more a trailer I acquired out of our drop yard in San Bernardino and then made a local area delivery with. When I got it out of the drop yard, the clevis pin that hooks up the S-cam crank was missing. And if that crank is missing, I mean that pin is missing, that brake is completely useless. There's nothing to transmit the input, I mean the motion from the the brake chamber to the S-cam itself, which is what pushes it, which is what actually moves the brake pads up against the brake drum. Let me get zoomed in a little bit here. I don't know how many miles this is. I don't think it's very far, so I'm a little bit reluctant to use something other than the left lane. Now I got this other trucker over here. It does look kind of a narrow lane up here too, so that's going to be a slight concern for me here. I'm going to have to probably yield the right of way to these guys in the next lane over. Or if they give me, if the car over here and the Volvo give me space to work with, I can use it. But until they do, it's their space, not mine. Now it looks like it might be all right. Curve's not as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, I'm coming kind of close to the curve, but I'm fine. All right. So anyway, yeah, I acquired this trailer like that, and thankfully it was just a local area delivery. I wasn't going to go by any way stations or anything like that, but the brake involved was completely and utterly useless without that pin hooked up. One brake non-functional is okay on a truck and trailer with 10 brakes on it, but if you have 2 of them bad, that's out of service. So brakes out of adjustment or non-functioning, whatever. If you have 2 brakes like that, any combination of that kind of problem, then you got an out-of-service problem there. Turned out that JCT driver had actually picked the load up in Florida. He had fully intended to drop it in the drop yard and then actually make the delivery himself, and then go drop it in the drop yard and red tag it so the guy at the yard can fix it. He ends up doing a 34 en route in Eloy, Arizona, and while he's in Eloy, they asked him to swap loads with somebody to help rescue their load. He let dispatch and our breakdown people know, hey, I got this problem with this brake, it needs to be fixed. He didn't really want to swap because he knew about the problem. He wanted to make sure it actually was going to get fixed, which I applaud him on that. It turned out they ended up doing the swap anyway, because the breakdown person, or one of the dispatchers actually, I think, I told him we'll make sure the brake gets taken care of. If you can do this, so maybe the onus was then put on the driver who was acquiring the load and taking it from Eloy to the San Bernardino drop yard to red tag or to write it up when he got to San Bernardino. What's he do? He doesn't write it up at all. So I get there, I pick this trailer up, and it's got a flat tire, and that clevis pin's totally missing. And so when I went ahead and made the delivery, now a flat tire on a trailer with Auto-Inflate system is not going to bother me. The tire itself didn't otherwise have any physical defects with it, so I knew it wasn't going to be a problem. As long as the air goes into the tire, I can make turns with the truck and trailer, and the centrifugal force will get the bead the seat on one side, the air pressure going in will get the other side of the seat, and it airs up. I've had numerous trailer tires like that, and they always inflate. The only time they don't, if there's something wrong with the tire itself, or something wrong with the hub where it's not actually delivering air to the tire. Which a friend of mine had happen. So, a lot of this kind of stuff. There's always a training issue. It doesn't matter how much experience you have or how little you have. There's always going to be something you can learn. This same friend I was just talking to was, he's got 20 plus years of experience, and I taught him a way that I had figured out how to tell if you have worn S-cam bushings on a brake with drum brakes, or an axle with drum brakes. So if you have the, let me speed up here. Actually, no, I'm good on the speed here. Okay, so if you're, I'm not moving left because I'm not moving right because my turn is coming up. Let me get my satellite mode on. These guys aren't going to like me being in this lane, but they can go to hell because I need to make a left turn pretty soon here. So, yeah, anyway, if you ever come across a brake where it's drum brakes and the upper drum is upper brake pad is contacting the drum, but the lower one is not, like there's a gap there, and you can't get them to adjust right, it's probably because the bushing, the S-cam bushing is worn. Yeah, I learned that actually from a friend of mine who I've also mentored. All right, so you're going to have a Dr. Pepper facility. I think it might be this light coming up. Oh, that's Sanderson Farms right there, but that's not the same one I'm going to. Let me try this light up here. I think this light's where I want to turn. It looks a lot like this is the area where I want to be. I'm expecting there to be a Dr. Pepper. Yeah, there's a Dr. Pepper Keurig facility right here. Waco International Aviation Park. All right. So left turn here, we'll go down the street, and right down here will be the shipper. Okay, so adding on to that whole training issue. Never think that just because you have more experience than somebody, or more years of experience than somebody, that you know everything they know and then some. It doesn't always work that way. You can have different experiences than them. You might have 5 years, I'd say 2 years of flatbed experience, and I have none, but I have more driving experience than you. That doesn't mean I know shit about, I don't know shit about flatbedding. I have an idea on some stuff, but there's a hell of a lot about flatbed freight that I don't know shit about, that someone with even 6 months of flatbed experience is going to school me on. Now, whereas reefer freight, you can have 30 years of trucking experience, but be brand new to reefer freight and have things you need to learn. Alright, so right here is our turn. Like one of the guys I mentored, some of you guys on my channel remember him, James Kelly. Trucks to stay in the right lane, okay. There was one time he had a trailer problem. And it involved these pins on by the trailer. Yeah, I know about the pins being there, but I didn't know that those tabs on the sides of them, there was a significance to that. So, you know, he had a problem with the trailer that had one of those missing or whatever, and it caused a problem. So, and he taught me something about that, even though I mentored him. Alright. Coming all the way up to the stop sign. It should stop here, so that's what I'm doing. Alright, let me get checked in. Alright guys, we are checked in here. Just need your 8. The PO number starts with a number 8. Is what I gave her. Alright, so this setup is just like the Tyler and Brian locations. Sounds like the process is exactly the same as well. We're going to go do an empty weight first. There's a scale master on duty. And Once we get through that, we'll circle around over to where the dock area is at, check in at the shipping office. Speaking of, now I guess there's a particular person in the shipping office. If you look at the Google reviews, there are a bunch of people complaining about seemingly one particular person in the office. And it sounds like it might be a swing shift or evening shift worker too. So we'll see. I don't know. It could be the same person I end up dealing with, or it could be something totally different. Who knows? But something else I saw in the reviews was that I guess the parking here for the drop trailers is very tight, where it's difficult to back a trailer into a spot without hitting other trailers, I guess. What do we have here? There's a JCT trailer sitting over here, an H trailer right in front of us, and the trailer in front of us is going to have to get pulled before. Okay, there's spots over here. It's not that tight. I mean, it is kind of tight, but it doesn't look that bad. Alright, 6473, I believe that one is mine. I remember my dispatch already sent me a message saying that my load is ready, and they did give me a trailer number, and I do think that was the same trailer. Okay, it looks like they have a staging area over here for guys waiting on doors or whatever they're doing. Right over here on the right should be the scale. Again, like the other locations, if you see a chicken truck come in, they have right of way as far as getting on the scale is concerned and all that. We're gonna get all the way on the scale. I don't know if they use CB here. I can ask them, because sometimes the facilities actually you can communicate with them by CB and let them know if you're empty or loaded or whatever, and then also if you're loaded, like the other ones, they'll ask you if you're going to California, you have to get all your individual axle weights, but if you're going elsewhere, they tend to not be so concerned. Right now, I just need empty weights, so right there, about where that ladder thing is. All right, we'll get checked in. Alright guys, we are good to go here. Now we'll come right around the corner and go get checked in at the shipping office. Wait on this bobtail driver, the Sanderson Farms guy to go by first. Oh, is he turning the other way? Yeah, he's coming. He's turning back the other way over the chicken cooler area. Okay. Black lady, short hair, in the office there. Seemed very friendly. Yeah, definitely pleasant. Even though it was just really brief, but she was definitely to the point and helpful, and smiling and all that. I hope I get more people like her here. Alright, let's go get checked in now. Alright guys, we are checked in, ready to go drop our empty. I had to wait for Giltner. There was Giltner bobtailed over, and he checked in right in front of me. Now he's moved out of the way, I can get around these guys. I know the guy in front of me, he's just waiting on them to come out to seal his trailer, and that's it. I'm not sure about this other guy. He's not even in his driver's seat though. Okay, yeah, and I confirmed 6473 is indeed the trailer I need. Yeah, we're good there. Okay, right over here by these pallets behind me, that stack of pallets there. Go right there. Go behind those pallets. And that's where you're going to find the shipping office. You'll find a set of stairs up against the building there. That's where you'll find the shipping office. From here, we're going to go ahead and drop our trailer, probably over in this row right over here to the left. And then our loaded is right here as well, so we'll just grab it and then we'll get on the scale. Wait on the shack driver. Look like he's kind of finessing his way into that spot there. Yeah, he's good. Alright. Yeah, he's got plenty of room in that spot. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to where they put trailers, but I see an open one here. I'm just going to drop it. This is the part of the lot I'm used to dropping in when I drop trailers at the other facilities. So all these units are turned on here though, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be dropping here, but find out if I get yelled at. Alright, some Giltner. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem though. Oops. Might be just a tad late chasing this thing down, so trailer looks like it's going in there pretty nicely otherwise. Bias toward this guy, this one here on my side, just to be sure I'm going to clear that one on my blind side. Yeah, we're good now. Yeah, kind of as far as I'm concerned, if they don't like it, screw it. Oops, yeah, I'm still on duty, okay. Alright, let's get this one dropped. And hook up the other one over here. Glad I'm not picking this trailer up here in front of me, because otherwise I'd have to ask the the shack driver or whatever to get that other trailer out of the way just so I could even hook to it. Or, now you could hook up to that still, but you'd have to do it at a 90-degree angle. It's a little more difficult to do, because it's harder to tell where exactly the fifth wheel or the key pin is at when you're doing it that way. But it is a way to do it. Yeah, I'd be able to get under it, but I've seen, but it's not easy even for me. And I've definitely seen other people struggle where they can't even do it. Try to get this thing to finesse into creep mode, and it doesn't want to, and all of a sudden, boom! Alright, let me get this one pre-tripped, and we'll scale it. Finish up here. Alright guys, we are done pre-tripping. Trailer looks like it's in pretty good shape overall, but there is a little issue here I'm going to have to show you guys that you guys need to pay better attention to. Problem is, it's too noisy here. I don't know if I'm going to have enough tail swing. I'm going to play it safe. I need more room to work with. I'm either going to end up having tail swing issue with the other trailers, or I can't clear the curb there. So how about we do this? Maybe give us a little bit more room to work with here. Gotta watch those tandems, make sure they keep coming this direction. I don't want them going backward. So I know there's that other trailer back there, or there was. Yeah, there we go. We're clear. Ah, damn it. I keep forgetting to put myself back in yard move status. Oh well. I'm not sure I'm going to use up all my driving hours anyway. I don't tend to use up all my shift regardless, so Not sure I'm really that concerned about it. Okay, I'm not going to California with this load. This one's actually going to Phoenix. So I don't know if they're if they want all the axle weights or just if I just need loaded only. I guess just for the heck of it, I can stop just my steers only and wait for that light to turn green, or for her to signal me to go all the way forward or somewhere, something. I'm not sure if they do axle weights here or what, but yes, the other locations do axle weights also. So, all right, yeah, I think he wants me to go all the way on. Wasn't sure if you guys do all the way up. I wasn't sure if you guys do axles. Looks like she's annoyed with me, but I'm like, dude, all the other ones I go to, they do axle weights. I'm loaded to do axle weights. Okay, so that's one of those we're communicating the problem, because a variation between what one facility does and the other, even though they look exactly the same and have pretty much the same processes. Like I said, I'm used to picking up loads at Sanderson Farms where I do axle weights. But then most of the time when I pick up loads, they're usually going to California as well. So, yeah, but Brian and Tyler both, when you pick up loads to California, they actually want you to do axle weights on the way on. So I'm not sure why they don't do that here. Then again, I'm going to Phoenix. There are no axle length issues to worry about at any of these facilities. So is that the same guy? I think it is. Alright, let me get checked out here, get my bills and all that, and we get out of here soon. Is he sealed? Is he ready to go around me, or?
Yeah, I was just getting to where you can be able to get out.
Okay. Alright guys, we're good to go here. We're going to check out. So it turns out the shag driver, I guess, is handling the seal installation as well, or part of for some of us. There's a few different guys over here doing putting seals on trailers, but yeah, the shag, I guess, is one of them. Double check. Yeah, we're good there. All right. So speaking of, that was one of the other things that got mentioned. There being complaints about in the Google reviews was taking a long time to wait for them to put a seal on. I wouldn't say it was unreasonably long. I wouldn't say it was fast by any stretch, but it wasn't that bad either. In fact, one of the other drivers, CEI, Certified Express, or whatever they're called out of Neosho. It's Neosho, Missouri, by the way. They're just south of Joplin. I was talking to him because he had a proud Air Force dad hat on his head, and so I started getting to talking to him about his son or daughter, and he tells me his son is in, and been in about 8 years. Is an F-16 crew chief. Kind of talking about our related experiences there or whatever. So yeah, I had a nice little conversation with that guy before he got his seal and left. He left just not too long before I did. So it wasn't that bad. It's it's 8:38 local time right now, or 20:38. My drop dead time is 2200, so I still have like over an hour before I really have to. I'm supposed to be out of here. Either way, it's not going to be a problem. I seem to recall the load being due, I think at 11 a.m. Something along that line. On the 3rd? Yeah, I want to say the 3rd. I believe that'll be the day it's due. So I got time to work with on that. I do need to check out where my okay, so I scaled at 76, almost 77,000 pounds, so I will need to see where the nearest cat scale is at. I didn't bother to look at that yet. So I will show you if I can get my plug back in. We use the cat scale app here. Find a cat scale. Could end up going to the one in Robinson, or the pilot in Robinson again or something. Oh, there's a Road Ranger 3 miles away. Lacey Lakeview, Cowboy Truck Stop, exit 343. I'd rather do 342 if anything, because I do plan to take US 84 across across the other side. So let's see, Google Maps. That'll work. That's it's not too big a deal. I can use. It's not that far out of the way there. Then double check my weights over there, swap out my SD cards and all that kind of crap there, and then get rolling now. And then we finish that there as well. We're done here. Get out of here now. Might do high speed here for you guys to help keep the video a little bit on the shorter side. I am gonna need fuel as well. I only have enough range for maybe another 100 or so miles before my light's gonna come on. So I'll probably go ahead and fuel up with that Road Ranger as well, or yeah, I think that's what it was over there. Let's see, can I go that way? Curious. I look like I might be able to take a perimeter road around the airport there, and might be able to get to the Road Ranger that way without using Highway 84. Let's go explore, just for fun. Looking at them white lines there, it looks like I can go right around the perimeter of the airfield though. Of this airport here, I think this is the same airport I came to one day when I was in the Air Force to pick up one of our C-141s that was getting I think a mod done over here. This is the same airfield. I think if that's the one that's over by Baylor University. I know Baylor is here in town. I just don't know where it's at in relation to Baylor University, or at least this airfield here. If it's right by Baylor, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same airfield. I don't remember flying into there to pick up our aircraft. One of our other airplanes dropped us off there, and then we did inspection on it. Worked with the contract, the Raytheon guys there, and then flew that one back home. Flew with it back home. I mean, obviously I'm not on there. I'm not a pilot, so I can't fly the airplanes myself. Or I could, but because I've actually done some pilot training, but I'm not a rated pilot, so I'm not legally able to. We'll put it that way. And there's stuff about, or details about the flying shit. I don't know. Alright, I might need to back up. I might be able to, this might work, but I don't know that I really want to use this street here. Let's see, there's somewhere we can get ourselves backed into, and then it said road not maintained. I don't know, I might be able to use this road, but I don't think I want to. That's kind of bad news there. Precinct maintenance begins. Oh, here we go. I can back myself into that. I'm gonna get myself backed up by this fence, and I get myself turned around. Yeah, I don't trust this. I don't want to take a chance of not being able to, or get myself jammed up further down the road if I go that way. So we'll get ourselves lined up here. Get that window, need this seatbelt off. I'd say that exploration was a bit of a fail. I mean, really, I don't know that I would say that I can't go that way. I'm not going to take a chance. I don't. The way that road looks, and it's not maintained the way the rest of the road is, I'm not taking that chance with it. I'd rather go down to 84 and go back around the normal way than deal with that. Alright, I mean, it kind of looks like I can maybe even go around the other side, but get this in satellite view. What am I working with here? I can't tell what roads go where. It looks like one. Now that goes by neighborhoods. I don't think I want to deal with that. If I don't need to be near residential areas, I'm not going to. So now I'm not getting any help there. Went off of focus from what I had, the place was set to go to, so now I'm going to have to, I know I looked already, and I know I'm going to end up taking 84 down to Loop 340, take 340 up to the north. That'll get me to the service road, and then head north on the service road until I get to that road ranger. We'll go ahead and high speed you guys. Try to keep this video from getting too long. Come on, dude, quit boxing me out. Camp out there, at least go by me or something. Don't fucking box me into a 40-mile-an-hour pickup. Guys, we're going to be exiting the highway here. Business US 77 business route, New Dallas Highway, exit 342 Bravo. I did not look up what the price of fuel is over here. No, that's not a good price. $4.14. I don't want to pay that. I saw some other places in the general area that were less than that. Not even $4. So. Why would I want to spend that price? Pay that price for my fuel. Alright, so I'll probably just catskill it out here, conclude the video, swap out my cards and all that, and then figure out where I'm going to get my fuel from and head out. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which side the entrance side of the catskill is. Come in here to this side anyway, and we'll find out if it's, because I can't see through the trucks in the fuel island which side's the entrance side, which one's the exit side. Alright, they got Dickie's Barbecue Pit, Church's Chicken. There was something else I saw, I couldn't read it though. Alright, so we got to enter from the other side. Tejas Taco and Cinnabon. Alright, get ourselves circled around. Get the way my truck's set up. Me not being familiar with this, I mean, I've seen this place before, but never actually been here before, so not familiar with the setup here, or the lot layout, I would say. Tandems will get onto the plates. Yeah, I think they'll make it. Not by a lot, but they're there. Yeah, we're good.
Where are we going?
Trying to use the app. Look, you canceled my transaction.
Alright, okay, I got you down. You can pull up.
I appreciate it. Alright guys, so I'm overweight on the drive axles by 620 pounds, so. And I was kind of wondering if it was going to end up that way because I got to clear my blind spot here. The A-pillar and the mirror both create a blind spot. So, yeah, I need to slide my tandems and get back on. So, I have a rule of thumb here. Every 1,500 pound difference between the drives and the tandems, you want to slide a foot. Now, JCT trailers all have 6-inch hole pattern on them, so every foot is 2 holes. So if I want to do 1 foot, that's, well, I got 1,200 pounds, so I don't know, 4,200 pounds. So I actually want to slide 2.5 feet forward from where I'm at. So that's 5 holes forward of where I'm already at. And I did notice when I picked up the trailer that the tandems did look like they were a little further back. Not all the way back, but looked like they were further back from Cali. So we'll get them. We really only need to slide them 2 holes forward to get it legal, but for good balance, I'm going to try to do 5. Alright guys, we're done sliding. Let's go ahead and get back on. I was able to slide just barely 5 holes. I'm all the way up at the very front. Actually, I've got one more hole I can do. The hole that I had my slide tool in is the last one available. So for ideal balance, yeah, I'm up there, but I would have been fine in the California hole too. But I like to have better balance. That way, if I'm in slick or wet conditions, whatever, it's easier to maintain control of the trailer. And if you do lose control of the trailer, it's easier to regain control of it. And actually, I do have a clip. I don't think I've posted it yet on my Scott Zane Trucking Clips channel yet, but I do have it ready to go. Where a truck actually did have a trailer skid right in front of me. Using the app.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. There you go. 11,580 on the steers, 32,820 on the drives, 32,300 on the tandems, and 76,700 on the gross. Yeah, now I actually had room there. It says every hole on this type of trailer, it's every hole is 375 pounds, comes off of one side and goes on the other. So the difference changes by 750 pounds per hole. That difference there is less than 750. So if I slide the tandems again, the weights actually the weights are going to cross from one side to the other. 414. Yeah, I don't really want to get this fuel here. Alright, otherwise, but I'm going to go ahead and I've got a semi-loaded call and all that to get out of my driving status. Swap out my cards and all that shit, and I'll probably get fuel somewhere else, perhaps. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. We'll be at US Foods in Phoenix, Arizona, okay? Otherwise, yeah, I appreciate you all watching. We'll see you guys in Phoenix. Peace.